Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the All-Star break in this 2018 fantasy draft with Legends season. The Colorado Rockies are one of the top teams in baseball, as I expected they would be. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the individual stats right now in our lineup and kind of talk about what we're going to do moving forward for the last 2.5 months. Andrew McCutchen right now is up in the leadoff spot. Really, that's because I have no other choice. That's been one of the weaknesses of this team, was we lack any other way to score runs besides hitting home runs. He's one of the only guys that really has any kind of contact. And obviously we lost Rod Carew with a broken hand. He's going to be out probably till the end of the season. He might come back in a month or so, but I'm kind of planning on him being done until playoffs time. So in his place, Chuck Talley, obviously the rookie, brings some speed to the lineup, which we needed. A little bit of pop against lefties. Not a great fielder, but he's not a bad player. He should be able to get it done. I had thought about maybe making some moves at the trade deadline and seeing if we could add somebody in there, but I think I'm going to just chill, let the guys play, and see how it plays out. Chuck Talley, obviously, we haven't seen much from him yet. He's only played a couple of games, but he's hitting 286 through his first 7 at-bats. He's got a double, so that's good. We'll go back up to McCutchen. The problem with McCutchen right now, he's been cold, and then he's in his age 31 season. Really, he's not as good as I feel like he should be. He's 83 overall, but to me, he feels very, very average. He has some good moments in the clutch where he does catch a barrel or something, but defense is good, decent arm strength, so he gets it done out there, but he's not somebody that I really feel like is making a huge impact right now. I will say his power numbers are up higher than I thought. He's got 14 home runs, which is pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. Obviously, in the 2-hole, Josh Donaldson, he kind of speaks for himself. I mean, 27 bombs this year. He's on pace to be into the 40s in home runs, and he should drive in close to 100. I'm not sure if he'll quite make it. My RBIs are kind of spread out throughout my lineup. We got a lot of good hitters there, but obviously a ton of pop. Plays a good third base. Definitely a guy I'm going to keep around. He's been hot lately. I don't think he'll finish with a 284 average. He'll probably finish at 270 at the end of the at the end of the year, excuse me, but we'll see what happens there. Ken Griffey Jr., 99 overall. Arguably the best player in the whole game. Well, I shouldn't say that. Babe Ruth and Ted Williams and all those guys. But anyway, he's like the best modern player in the game right now. Obviously, he's a legend. Unreal defense, unreal offense. He is on pace to be an MVP this year. He's up in the running for that. 35 home runs, almost 70 RBIs. He's on pace to almost hit 60 home runs this year. He's going to be well into the 50s. He's kind of been in a lull lately. I wonder if he'll get hot again, if he won't break 60 home runs. He's definitely going to break 50, though. Harmon Killebrew, first base, power hitting first base legend. Kind of been an interesting character for us. He's got a ton of pop. He just hasn't hit a lot of home runs. He's hit a lot of balls hard. Moving forward, I got to figure out how to hit the ball in the air with him, because anytime he hits a fly ball, it gets out, it seems like. I mean, it's ridiculous. But he's great in the 4-hole. 260 average isn't bad. I'll take that for a guy that has 57 contact, But I was hoping to see a little bit better numbers from him. He is 33, but I'm not too worried about his defense or anything like that. He is just a first baseman. So worst comes to worst, he can DH too. So it'll be good to have him moving forward. Joe Carter has been kind of a disappointment for us this year, to the point where I don't really care what happens next year. If I really was feeling crazy, I could move him at the trade deadline. I'm not going to do that, but he's been a pretty bad defender out in left. I haven't enjoyed his defense at all. He's hitting 218 on the year, despite having really, really good numbers as far as his stats. 17 home runs is okay, but definitely not what I would expect from a guy with 85 power, 89 power, Jesus Aguilar started off the season horribly, but he's now got 21 home runs, which I think is third on the team. I didn't even want Aguilar to be that guy. I was kind of tired of him, but lately he's been swinging such a good bat. We'll have to keep it going. I still don't really plan on keeping him around. His defense is just so bad, and he can only play first base. He just doesn't bring a lot of value. He is 27, and he is under arbitration, but I would rather trade him and get some value back in prospects and then try to make a signing maybe either in the outfield or maybe even around a first base spot. But anyway, Derek Kershaw, he's our rookie catcher. His potential's a D, so I don't know if that's going to change. Sometimes it'll go up, but he's a rookie. He's 22 years old. If we find somebody better, we'll probably, replace him. I'm kind of getting almost attached, though. I think he does a good job behind the plate. He has good blocking. All of his arm strength and stuff isn't very good, but he seems to play really well back there. And he's got a lot of pop against lefties. He's hit some home runs against lefties where I've been like, wow, he caught a barrel. He's got pop the other way, so I don't hate having him in the lineup. He's been good. We talked about Chuck Talley. And then Brandon Crawford, obviously Gold Glover. Love having him at short. I don't even really care about his offense. It hasn't been great. 257, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. It's not terrible, but I don't really care about that. I care about his 95 fielding, 91 arm. Like, this guy takes care of business over there at short. So that's where we're at right there. Obviously, when Rod Carew comes back, Chuck Talley will probably be out. But the problem is with Carew, he was such a good contact hitter. He was into the 90s on both sides of the plate. Or not both sides of the plate, both arms. Righties and lefties. And so it just kind of put a big wrench in our machine here. I mean, he was the only guy on my team that I really wanted up setting the table for Donaldson, Griffey, Killebrew. None of these other guys can really do it, I don't think so. Anyway, that's our lineup there. And then pitching rotation has been kind of up and down this year. Max Scherzer, honestly, is not having a good year. 3.78 ERA is pretty bad. 1.13 WHIP I can live with, but he's 7-5. He's got a ton of strikeouts on the year, which is good. But overall, haven't been impressed. Warren Spahn, I will not be re-signing him next year. His wind-up timing is so goofy. I just can't do it. I'm going to keep him for the rest of the season because when I simulate, he has a 90 overall, so he's got the potential to be a shutdown guy. And I simulate a lot of games, so I want to keep him, but I just can't pitch with him. We'll be looking at adding a lefty next year, but there's not too many lefties that are as good as Spahn is. There's not too many lefties in the 90s, so I don't really know what's going to happen. We might be an all right-handed pitching rotation, but Carlos Carrasco easily has been the best pitcher for me this year. A sub-1 WHIP, 2.5 ERA. He's 12-2, having a heck of a year. He's probably going to win 20 games, I bet, so that'll be good. And then Johnny Cueto has also actually been pretty good. He's 10-5, a 3.33 ERA. Can work deep into games, so he's been good. And then Nathan Eovaldi, he's having a rough year, but I personally like pitching with him, so he'll be good. The problem with Eovaldi is he gets shaky in the late innings when you get past the 5th inning, so I have to take him out as soon as the 5th inning hits or the 6th inning and do that. Our bullpen's been terrible, even though everybody's ratings are super good. The only guy I can really rely on is Arodys Vizcaino, and he's been electric. He's 4-0 this year, 2.18 ERA, 20 strikeouts in 20 innings. I mean, the guy is electric. And then you got Dennis Eckersley. ERA is not good, but he does have a bunch of saves. None of these other guys I can really pitch with, so I'm not sure what we're going to do next year. We might cheap out on the bullpen a little bit because these guys haven't been good. Fergie Jenkins has been good, 2.64 ERA, 5.89 for Watson, 3.96 for Blevins is okay. Luis Garcia, 5.46. Joaquin Soria, ERA of 6. I mean, it's just terrible. So that's where we're at there. That's kind of the breakdown of our team right now. As far as our schedule moving forward, Obviously, we're going to be on the road in Arizona. We've got some interleague, so the Astros will be interesting. A's, and then playing in St. Louis. I actually like playing there. We had some good games there. I do want to look at some of our in-division games that we have coming. So, I hate playing against. Pittsburgh at home. No, that's okay. Dodgers at home. This will be a big series because we're neck and neck with them. I'll bring up the standings in a second. Away, Padres at home will be good. In San Diego, that's good. I'm trying to see if we play the Giants at all. Yep. So there's the Giants there. There's the Giants there. They've been kind of our rivals this year. We've been back and forth with them. We finish with a 3-game set at home against Washington. But there you go. So here's the standings. We're 3 games up right now on the Dodgers. I'm not sure how we're going to be without Rod Carew. I worry that our offense is going to kind of sputter out a little bit. I think we'll still be able to score runs, but the fact when he would go, 4 hits a game, 3 hits a game, that's getting all those guys that hit bombs, it's getting them more at-bats, and really allowing them to just hit bombs over and over again. So these 3 teams are really good, and they're all beating up on each other. Go to the NL East, the Marlins. They've got a ton of guys that can hit. They are probably one of the best all-around teams in baseball right now. And they're only 2 games up on the Phillies, who are also pretty good. But I think the Marlins take that division. They're just so dominant. We'll look at the NL wild card before we look at any of that. So Dodgers and Phillies right now, they're kind of looking like they're going to run away with the wild card. So I would bet, unless something crazy happens, I would bet that those are the teams that go. They're both good teams. In the AL, the Rays are outstanding. The Red Sox are good too. So you got 2 teams there well above 500. Might see them later. I'd love to play at Fenway. I think that'd be cool. So we'll see what happens. Indians are blowing the doors off this division. They're a lock. They're a really good team as well. 63 wins. I think they've got the most wins in baseball right now. Angels are looking good in the AL West. The Mariners, when we played them, they're really not that good. I don't know how they're winning so many games. We kind of smoked them. And then here's the wild card. So Red Sox and Tigers. So it's wild to be in the wild card spot with 56 wins, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's kind of the breakdown there of what's going on. We've got a series against Arizona, so we'll play that here in our next video. But just wanted to give a little breakdown about where this the season's at, where the standings are at, and where all the players are at. So appreciate you guys watching. Y'all take care. I'll catch you on the next one.